Hey guys, Max here with Winnebago. Today we're going to be installing some Inhabit mats in a Sprinter Ekko. So we have a new Sprinter Ekko here. Now this customer already had some actually really nice like cutout carpet in here. So which, you know, works well for a little while, but honestly nothing compares to the Inhabits. We're gonna get that all torn out really quick and cleaned up, and then we're gonna start the install process. All right, so we got the floors back to their original, yep, and all cleaned out. If you don't have a tornadoer, this is the best thing ever because it's got a little thing in here that spins around. It's great for cleaning carpets and interior if you have compressed air. But we got all this cleaned out and we're gonna unbox the Inhabits. Come in a nice tube like this. I would not recommend cutting this with a knife. I really think it'd be fine. Pretty solid material, but there's just no need to cut it with a knife. Got some tape. We got some instructions with some snaps and tabs. Let's get this installed. It does make it easier if you have a clean place to do this, to lay it all out. Shop's a little dirty, we got metal shavings everywhere, so I always unfold these inside the van, even though it's a bit of a pain at first. It'll ensure that I'm not gonna get metal or anything on the bottom side of this. All right, so I just started getting this unraveled here, the first main piece. You know, now this customer chose the gravel design. I'm a big fan of this. It's kind of like white, black, woven. It's actually pretty similar to the factory floor. It's a little bit different, a lot more going on, but this one's gonna hide dirt really well, and it's not gonna make it feel too dungeony in here, getting it too dark. So just kind of getting this out, seeing exactly how we're laying out here. You know, these are cut on a CNC. So these floor mats are honestly always perfect. The problem is the van is not always perfect. These vans are always just slightly off by a little bit, honestly. Sometimes they don't put the pedestal mount in the right spot. Sometimes, you know, this is skewed a ½ inch or 1/8 inch over. They're not always perfect. So, you know, Inhabit does leave a little bit of room for tolerance just because it's a kind of a common thing. But as you can see here, you know, it's pretty good. You know, we probably got to slide it a little bit further towards the rear of the van because this thing's kind of hanging up a little bit, but it's, I mean, it's really good. It's as close as you're gonna get without a full custom template of the whole thing. Now, this customer also opted to get the front Inhabit mats as well, which, you know, the Sprinters, they look really well and they feel good on your feet, and, you know, they clean up really well. We're gonna go ahead and get the front ones installed now. I got everything out of there, so let's get these put in real quick. Now, these do come snapped together like this. You can unsnap everything and lay it in place. I just kind of leave everything on there and kind of just fold it in. It seems to work a little bit better. All right, I got the mats laid out in the front cab here. Just kind of kept them all together and laid them out. I didn't snap these ones in yet. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna pop out these Torxes and replace them with the provided snap pin hardware. These guys fit back in factory location. It's not the same bit. This is gonna be a Phillips head. Once I get those put in place, I'll pull this mat back over. Snap in this guy. All right, and then we're gonna do the other side real quick. And then I'm gonna do these guys here because these do need to be mounted down so they don't move around too much. All right, now to install this piece on the lower door, you wanna make sure you get it all lined up. There is a little bit of movement. I like to make sure I cover up all of the ridges here. All right, now that I got this kind of where I want, You want to make sure you kind of hold tension on this thing. Last thing you want to do is get it all together and there's like a big bubble or ripple because there's too much slack. I'm going to remove all of these. I'm going to reinstall all of these guys. I like to use a long screwdriver, that way I can make sure that the button doesn't turn one side or the other, and to also ensure that I'm not over tightening it. This is going into plastic, so you do want to be careful. All right, now that I got all my snaps on there, I need to install these guys in here. Now the hole's kind of small because it was just the screw going through it. I like to use something like this just to kind of open it up just a little bit, so that way I can install that and then get my snap clip in there. All right, now that I got all those installed, I'm gonna grab the provided tool. You do want to make sure you're using the right side, since there's a smooth end and there's a dimpled end. You don't want to use that, but place it like that and place the other piece like so. Place this on the ground very carefully. Now they are brass, so you don't really need to give it a lot. I can kind of just hear the change in tone when it's fully collapsed. But it'll look like so. All right, just finished up the last couple snaps. They all go in the same way as the ones up in the front right there. You do have to pre-drill the holes, super important, so you don't break any of the screws. But we got 4 on this step here, then we have 2 here, and then the rest of it kind of falls into place. Like I said, these vans are not all square, so like when they install these, everything's not exactly the same. So Inhabit gives a little bit of tolerance, but you know, it is normal for like certain corners to be a little tighter than others. It's also normal to have just a little bit of it kind of sitting up just a little bit here. This will kind of fall into place after a few hot days and a little bit of walking on it. It'll start to kind of fall in a little bit more, but these things look really good. Good transition throughout the front and the back here. Also have the countertop piece, which is optional, and then we have lower pieces here. The only kind of bit of a pain on the Ekkos, both the Transit and the Sprinters, is you do normally have to pull these doors off and cut them down. They won't clear the button heads, so we take them off, put them on the table saw, and cut a good bit of them down. So just keep that in mind, that a little bit of modification is needed. All right, that really wraps up this install of some Inhabit mats on a Sprinter Ekko. If you're looking to get some installed by us, reach out to us at freedomvango.com, or if you want to do the install yourself, vanpartswarehouse.com. I'm Max. Let's upgrade your adventure.